Thank you, Steve, for that kind introduction. My name is Joe Scanlon. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Scanalytics, where we're really redefining presence detection and how people interact with the physical world around them. I'd like to take a moment and talk about one of the most common physical interactions that we all have and have probably had relatively recently in the holiday season here. That's physical retail. And the one commonality with all of our experiences, and especially with some of mine, is that it could have been better. Right? The layout might not have been right. The staffing to shopper ratio might have been inefficient. There might not have been enough information. The list goes on and on. And so it's a problem that not only us as consumers realize, but retailers as well. In fact, just this year alone, they've spent $3 billion for in-store analytics technology to figure out where people are moving in their store and how they can take advantage of that information to deliver a better experience. The most amazing part is the return on that $3 billion investment has been data on about 10% of the consumers moving through the space, caused by a number of different hurdles, including privacy, trying to get information off your phone, et cetera. And so the root of that problem truly is understanding where people are and how they're moving through. And that's what we're passionate about, not only for retail, but for some of the other markets that we've entered and already are disrupting. And so the problem doesn't just stop there either, right? You get information on how people are moving through your space, but then they have to take that information and create value with it. And specifically with retail, that might be tying it into their point of sale system. That might be in their retail staffing software, digital signage, other supplementary technology, et cetera. And so Scanalytics hasn't only built and is delivering that software platform, but we also have a proprietary sensor-laden floor mat that we've designed and developed that tracks consumer behavior to the tune of 100% at a 98.5% accuracy. And retailers use this for a number of different reasons today, along with some other industries. They can use a small number of mats that you might see in front of our demo station to understand in very key points of their building what people are doing and how they're acting. Are people just walking past the display? If they've stopped, how long are they stopping? How are they interacting, et cetera. We also have some that are connecting these things together and building hundreds of arrays and thousands of arrays and covering a lot of square footage. And so then that information that our sensors give is provided to them in a digital platform that's accessible in real time, and we're talking about milliseconds, where they can understand how people are moving. They can then build custom applications within that to be able to take advantage of that information and truly create value in their space. So I'd like to talk, how are people using it today, right? So one of our customers is one of the largest bike manufacturers in the world. And when they came to us, they were using another technology that was, again, failing because it wasn't giving them enough information, and they weren't able to truly create an application out of it. What they didn't expect was in a few weeks after using Scanalytics and our both platform and sensors, at that time they were using about 6 sensors in their store, they were able to increase conversions at the door by 90% in the matter of weeks. So since then, they've built an application. Basically what they realized was people were walking into the store and they were getting either intimidated or they might have seen someone that looks like Jerry Callahan and got spooked and walked out. And so 60% of those people that would hesitate at the door would walk completely out. And so what they built was a text messaging platform on top of our sensors that when someone did do that and stand in front of there, they'd text a nearby associate, bring them to the door, and help them out. And that increased conversions by almost 90%. Another great use case I'd like to talk about, we had a customer that was selling TVs in a brick and mortar store. And they noticed that after a minute on our sensors that people had a much higher propensity to purchase, but they were going online and doing it. So the in-store conversion rate was pretty low. So after a minute, they had our sensors speak to that TV and give them information like competitor pricing, what it is online, and why they might be able to buy in store. And they, again, increased sales by almost 20% in just a few weeks. So I've already talked about how much retailers are spending, $3 billion this year. Another one of our beachhead markets is trade show and events. They're spending about $14 billion a year. So a combined opportunity of almost $20 billion every single year. And we're excited to announce that we have partnerships with the largest analytics and distribution companies in both of those spaces. And so we set out to redefine presence detection, bring value to these types of industries. What we didn't expect was that the implications of that would grow way beyond just retail and trade show. So we opened up a developer kit platform over the last 2 months. We have 12 partners right now building applications in things like home healthcare, security, and building automation. And so over the last few months, we've had significant revenue growth. In fact, 18% month over month. We've tracked 5.6 million customer interactions in the physical world, and we're on track to track 90 million in the next 12 months. My co-founder and I have been working together for almost 10 years now. I've experienced building and executing teams from the battlefield to the boardroom. What we're good at in 10 years is figuring out how to surround ourselves with smarter people. So we've built a team of almost 14 others that range from data science, software, and hardware. And our advisors and investors have built companies and know how to build them in hardware, software, and data, and have returned hundreds of millions of dollars in shareholder value in those spaces. So raising $1.5 million, $695,000 of is committed, and we're going to use that to build 5 new reseller partnerships, expand into 3 more regions in Europe and Asia, and add 90 additional clients. So I'd love to talk to you. Obviously, our booth is the farthest from the bar, but if you can't see it, you might be blind. My co-founder will be there. We have some sensors in the demo, and we'd love to talk to you. And although it's traditionally faux pas to encourage text messaging, we also have, if you text SOUL to 97000, you'll have access to our white papers and some of our use case studies. Thank you.